Lalayatana pachaya paso. Pasa pachaya vedana. Vedana pachaya tanha. Tanha pachaya upadanam. Upadanam pachaya bhavo. Bhava pachaya jati. Jati pachaya jara maranam. Sokha paridewa. Dukkha domna supayasa samavati. Evametasa kevalasa dukkha khandasa samudayo hoti. Okay, this is session. Avijja nirodha sankhara nirodho. Sankhara nirodha vijnana nirodho. Vijnana nirodha namarupa nirodho. Namarupa nirodha salayatana nirodho. Salayatana nirodha phassa nirodho. Phassa nirodha vedana nirodho. Vedana nirodha tanha nirodho. Tanha nirodha, upadana nirodho, upadana nirodha, bhava nirodho, bhava nirodha, jati nirodho, jati nirodha, jara maranam, sokha parideva, dukkha domna supayasa nirujanti. Evamitasa, kevarasa, dukkha kandasa, nirodho hoti. Okay. Now we recite the poem. Yada have patu bhavanti dhamma atapino jayatu brahmanasa atasa kanka vapayanti sabha yato pajanati sahetu dhamma. Yada have patu bhavanti dhamma atapino jayatu brahmanasa atasa kanka vapayanti sabha yato kayam pajayanam aveti. Yada have patu bhavanti dhamma atapino jayatu brahmanasa vidupayam tiktati marasenam suryova abhasya mandalikam. Okay, so this is a utterance of the Buddha when he see that he has understand the causes and eliminate their cause. So that is actually referred to Four Noble Truths. And then he has conquered the Mara, the mental defilement, just like the sun illuminating the sky, dispel the darkness. Okay. Now, after we know the chanting, so now we go for the very more profound. Your one more profound, right? So we can go. This is actually without Abhidhamma facts, without all the numbers. So I just put some background story also. Okay. Right? The Mahanidana. Nidana is like origin. Sometimes this sutta actually, the moment you see this Nidana, is always talking about some causes here. Thus have I heard. On one occasion, the exalted one means blessed one, or the Buddha, was living in gurus. Okay, gurus are people very wise. Okay, we have few sutta like Satipatthana is also in this place, Kamasa Dhamma. Okay, so it's a very famous place because it's a place that the Buddha preached some quite profound Dhamma because of the audience are capable, right? So when the audience are capable to receive deep Dhamma, okay, so this place is famous because of very important suttas, right? For example, Satipatthana Sutta and this Mahanidana Sutta, right? And also other sutta. So when people are, we call it, their mind are ready to listen to this profound Dhamma, especially at this place, Guru Kamasa Dhamma. Okay, it's a prominent market town in a township of Guru in ancient India, right? So then the Buddha can teach deep Dhamma if the people are ready. Then the Venerable Ananda approached the exalted one, paid homage to him, and sat down to one side. Seated, he said to the exalted one, "It is wonderful and marvelous, Venerable Sir, how this dependent arising." Okay, now dependent arising, dependent origination, all these are same. It's just the English translation. So you also can translate dependent origination as dependent arising. So it's a paticca samuppada. Now, Venerable Ananda, to him, even the paticca samuppada is so deep and so appears so deep, but to him, it seems to be very clear, right? It's very clear to him. Why? Because Ananda is very well learned among so many those who have the title. So Ananda have the Bahusacha. He's much learned. Bahusutta, he learned a lot of sutta. That's why to him it's very easy. Okay. But the Buddha say, do not say so. Sorry. Okay. Then the Buddha say, do not say so, Ananda. Do not say so. This dependent arising Ananda is deep and it appears deep. Because of not understanding and not penetrating this Dhamma, this generation, now generation means the Pali word will be Paja, Paja. So it actually can refer to people also. You can translate these people or uh, has become like tangled skin, like knotted bow or thread, like the method rushes and reeds, and does not pass beyond samsara. So because they don't understand the dependent origination, they do not overcome the samsara, means they're still reborn. Sometimes they're born in a good place, sometimes they're born in the place of misery, unfortunate destination, and lower realms. Ananda, if one is asked, are aging and death due to a specific condition? One should say they are. And if one is asked, to what condition is there aging and death? One should say with birth as the condition that is aging and death, all right? Then from here, the sutta will continue after when you say aging and death is due to birth. It's like because the people they are wise, so the Buddha teach like this. So you have to think what is the cause of aging and death. Then the cause is with the birth. Okay. Now what is the birth? Jati. That's a bhava. And what is the bhava? That is upadana, clinging. So it's a patiloma, okay? Or you trace back. Normally we say like ignorance onward continue, but this is opposite from uh, the aging and that you go back to the birth. From birth, why is it birth? You go for assistance. And why is it assistance? You for clinging. Okay. So if we are looking at this chart, this sutta is not finished yet. I didn't put all because there are many. So it's like you go for Jara Maranam, then you go for Jati. And Jati is because of what? Upadana and so on. So it's from here you go opposite way. Okay. So this all one. So this kind of chart you all should draw yourself and memorize it. Because once you be able to understand the dependent origination, next time when you learn any sutta, is if they mention anything about dependent origination, you can catch up very fast. So this is a difficult one, so I don't use it all. Now, to understand this theory is same if you can understand the chart that I mentioned. Okay, this one. So if you can understand the chart that I mentioned, right, this chart. Okay. So if you can understand this chart, then you if you have already drawn, then it will be easy for you. Okay. So you just need to, as we go through the theory, you need to check the chart yourself. Okay, so we start from here. All right. 12 factors in the paticca samuppada, dependent origination or dependent arising. Now, samuppada means arising. So this is we translate as dependent. So you can if you want to, you can write many times. So you can dependent arising or dependent origination. Samupada is arising or origination. So it means that it arises. It depends on something. So it depends on other things. Now, avijja is the first one, ignorance. Sometimes another word is delusion. Now, what are things we are not sure? So, no, if Four Noble Truths, past, future, and past and future. This is three times, okay? Past and future. Now, we don't mention present because present we are living in this society. We are living at this time. Of course, we know the present, but some people might not sure. Is there a past? Is there a future? And is there past and future? So they don't understand the Four Noble Truth, of course. So they also don't understand about dependent origination. This is in Abhidhamma, we call it Moha Chetasika. Now, samsara, we have different translations, so we call it karmic formation. Or actually, it's also another chetasika. Okay, so if you want to put it's a chetasika, we translate as a volition or motivation. Because of its tendency in avijja. So due to avijja, we can do good deeds or bad deeds. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of due to avijja? Now, avijja, beside this, also other thing like clinging to self also can. It's not mentioned here, but we can write because avijja means actually there are many things beside the eight. Also, you can put like also like cling to self, to the atta self. Okay, so that's why because of avijja, we also do good deeds. All right. So when you do good deeds, the Pali word is punya. Punya is merits, right? Punya abhisankara. So punya and abhisankara. So with cling to self, you give donation, you observe morality, you do meditation, you practice lupajana. Why? Is sometimes with the idea of I want to be reborn in a future life. Okay? So this means that the avijja is there, cling to the idea of self. So I want to reborn in future life. Of course, because avijja, we can do bad deeds. So punya, okay, demeritorious. Punya is a merits, okay. So the word punya is merits. So if we use this one, we call it demeritorious action, okay. So you can put like this, like killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and so on. So of course, this one is due to avijja, definitely. Okay, now, so you're okay, right? Even with the avijja, we can do good things. Okay, even with the avijja, we can do this aninja. Now, the word aninja is something like not shakable, right? It can be imperturbable. Okay, so it's actually referred to those alupa jhana. Because lupa jhana means they practice the jhana with material things. So this refer to alupa jhana. So that's why it's more stable here. So they have this chetana also. So then they practice the kind of meditation, alupa jhana. So they have this chitta, alupa vachara kusala chitta. So this more abhidhamma point. Okay, so anyway, when somebody practice alupajana, they are called aninja api sankala. So when they practice lupajana, we call it punyabi sankala. So when they are doing bad deeds, we call it punyabi sankala. Okay, so these are also all due to avijja. You all can follow? Due to avijja, we do good deeds. Due to avijja, we also do bad deeds. They are just a conclusion here. Okay, so we call it lantern in avijja. So when we doing good deeds, of course the mind is there, but still we still have the cling to self and soul. That's why the dependent origination is to do with who? To do with whirling. Okay? Because we would go round. Arahant will not do the dependent origination because Arahant has no more cling to self. Okay? So, due to avijja, somebody do some action, good or bad action. Then after that, let's say avijja and sankhara is us. Okay, so we take it avijja and sankhara is okay. So we take it avijja and sankhara is belong to the past. Okay, so now if avijja and sankhara belong to the past, due to avijja, somebody do good or bad action, and that's in the past period. So it will lead to the present effect. There is the consciousness. So this consciousness refers to what? Rebirth consciousness. Okay, rebirth consciousness. So we go and see what kind of rebirth consciousness is possible to happen. Okay. Sorry, the cursor is not running well. Okay, now Vijnana consciousness. So refer to 3 periods. This means that we are talking about past, present, and future. Past period, present period, future period. All right. So if avijja and sankhara, the one number 1 and 2, they belong to past. So the rebirth consciousness, the consciousness here, Vijnana refer to rebirth consciousness, patisandhicitta, at the rebirth time. Okay. If we are talking about 3 past period, the past, present, and future period. So this Vijnana means rebirth consciousness. But at the normal time, okay, normal time means, okay, now you see, the first chitta in life is, we call it the first chitta we call it the patisandhi. That's the first chitta. Then subsequently, there will be many chitta like bhavanga, like I consciousness, and so on. All right, there will be many chitta until the last chitta. Last chitta will be, we call it the last chitta. So we call it the chuchi chitta. Okay. So in between the first to very last, so in between this kind of chitta, in between, how do we call it? So we call it, this time we call it the cause or assistant. Means between the first and last. Okay, can you follow? Between the first and last. So this time we call it the cause or assistant. Then this vijnana refer to normal, any normal resultant consciousness. It can be bhavanga, it can be I consciousness, and so on. Because I consciousness is also the vipaka chitta, resultant. So we are talking about this. So if we are talking about 3 period, so this is talking about rebirth consciousness, the very first chitta. So if we are talking about the cause or assistant, means that in between the first and last, so it can be normal resultant consciousness like bhavanga, I, and anything. You all can follow? Okay. So this is a little bit Abhidhamma point here. Okay. Now, so after the rebirth consciousness, the Patisandhi, what happened is that the Namarupa will appear. So even though, of course, we know the Patisandhi is Nama. Of course, we know the Patisandhi is Nama. But here we are talking about, in terms of priority, we're talking about rebirth consciousness and Namarupa appear later. But actually, the Namarupa, the Nama is actually Chitta also, right? You all know. Okay, now Namarupa is, what kind of Namarupa? They can be in human and Deva. So we have Nama and Rupa, right? Nama is the mind, Rupa is the body, Nama Rupa. So NR. But in Arupa, Arupa RAM, Arupa means those very high, the the very high RAM, they don't have body. They have no rupa. So that's why for those person, they only have N nama. Okay? And only got nama. Then for this asanya sata we call it those beings who have no nama. Okay. So asanya sata is a kind of being they okay. So asanya sata you call it mindless being. So means that they have no mind, only lupa. Okay, only the material body. So this you will see in the 31 branch of existence. Okay. So this means that theoretically we say namarupa, but not all the time got namarupa. Sometimes like human and dewa got namarupa. Arupa only nama. Asanya sata is only rupa. Alright? So that's why when you see like this dependent origination can be complicated because it covers all types of being. Okay. So let's say we are talking about human and dewa got namarupa. So slowly, of course, at that time, literally when the baby, the fetus take place, the body is there. But subsequently the eye, ear, nose, tongue develop slowly. So anyway, so we will call it the sixth sense base will appear. Now how do you get this word? Chap six plus L, insertion L plus ayatana. So base. So human and Deva is six. Okay. Brahma is only three only. Why three? Brahma is the Brahma god. So Brahma has only eye, ear. Okay. Brahma god have only eye and ear. They don't have nose. Brahma they have nose. They actually got the nose shape, but they don't need to smell good things because Brahma they appear as a Brahma due to the jhana. So they don't need a nose. They also don't need to eat because they live by their jhanic power. So they have this in terms of course if you say this one, yeah, of course they are mind based. So we can put body, yes. Yeah, if you put the mind, of course, they must be mind based. And then the answer should be 4, 3 plus the mind. Okay. So eye, ear, and body plus the mind. So alupa means those being without the body. So they only have one. That's a mind only. Okay. That's why salayatana is also different for all beings. For human is 6, for Brahma is 4, alupa is only 1. Okay. And Vijnana is also depends is it the rebirth consciousness or is it normal consciousness. Now then you can see that that's why dependent origin is complicated because it caters for all types of beings. Okay. If you got a question, you ask, no? So if you're talking about 6 external base object, yes, you can talk about that. Sight, sound, smell, taste, tangibility, and dhamma. So when there's a sixth sense, when the object come, then there contact between the mind basis, sense basis, and object. So you got the Pali will be Chaku Sampasa, Sota Sampasa, Gana Sampasa, Jiva Sampasa, Kaya Sampasa, Mano Sampasa. Now, some in Sutta actually they say the pasa is the coming together with, for example, I, visible form, and I consciousness. So the pasa actually is the three things come together in the Sutta. All right. So if talking about this will be the Chaku Sampasa. Okay. Better put the word Chaku Sampasa. Chaku Sampasa. The example will be the three things together. Base, I base, visible object, and eye consciousness. Right? So after that, you got the feeling. When the contact, after the contact, then the feeling, experiencing the object. So you got the Pali Chaku Sampasa Ja. Now what is Ja? Ja means born, like the word jati, all right? Born. So the feeling bond. Bond will be Ja. Bond out of the Chaku Sampasa, eye contact. Okay. So Sota Sampasa Ja. Vedana, right? So you should all put Vedana. Kana Sampasa Ja Vedana. Then Jiwa Sampasa Ja Vedana. Kaya Sampasa Ja Vedana. So you can put all Mano Sampasa Ja Vedana. Okay. So if you want to put, you should put all the Vedana here. Sometimes I skip it because not enough space. So the feeling experience the object. So what kind of feeling? Normally we say Sukha, Dukkha, Adukha, Sukha. Okay. Now, after the feeling comes, what happened? Now, if the object is good, there will be tanha, craving, or craving for the object. So there are 6 types of craving based on sensual objects. Okay. So if you want to calculate by object, there are 6. If you want to calculate by this the Four Noble Truth, you have kama tanha, sensual craving, bhava tanha, craving for becoming, and vibhava kama, craving for the non-becoming. Okay, so this not certificate. Right. Now, I think I discussed in some of the class works. Craving for sensual object kama tanha. Bhava tanha is a craving with the idea of sasada ditti, eternalism belief in soul or self that lasts forever, continue to the next life. So the word vibhava tanha is a craving for ucheda ditti, annihilation belief that when somebody passes away, nothing will exist anymore. Okay, so any craving, you can put under craving here. So after craving, then there will be strong grasping. So we call it upadana. Now this Pali word is actually interesting also. Okay, it's a upa plus plus dana. Okay, now you know the meaning of dana. Dana is gift. All right, but dana means take. Okay, so when you put upa means take firmly, so it's a grasping. Okay, so the prefix here is actually intensified the meaning. So dana is give, adana is take. So upa means strong grasping. Now, craving is not strong. Clinging is strong craving. Especially, we have few types of craving. Few types of here, upadana. So the first one is kamu upadana. Diktha, dikti, all right? With the word dikti. Dikti and upadana. Then silabata upadana. Bata wada upadana. Okay. So the first is clinging to what? To sensual desire. So like want to good sight, good sound, good smell, and so on. Clinging to wrong view, dikti. Okay, so this is dikti. So this one, the next one will be sila bata. Okay, it's actually with a few words, sila and yeah, so this word is a sila plus wata. All right. Now this sila is not morality. Okay, sila has few meaning. Sila sometimes means another meaning will be habit, habit or practice. Okay. So it's not like Panchasila is morality. So this is actually kind of like behavior, right? So it's a nature or practice also can. Vata. Alright. So vata is observance. So these two means wrong behavior, wrong practice. So for example, what kind of wrong behavior? So they behave like dog, like cow, like worship the fire. Okay, worship the fire, worship the fire. Or they bathe in river by before they like Ganges river, they believe they bathe on the Ganges river or do any kind of practice that believe that this is a means of purification. Or they believe like practice as a dog, as a cow, they can purify themselves. Or worship the fire, believe that the fire will burn the defilements. So that's a wrong. Okay. Any practice that thought that leading to the purification or leading the nibbana. So these are wrong. So the next one will be atta. So this atta will be called attawada. Attawada upadana. Okay. So these four you all have to remember because it's important for us to know what kind of clinging we can have. So you can see most people will have cling to this one, right? Sensual desire. Most people will cling as long as not like then they will cling to the uh, wrong view, any wrong view. For example, impermanent suffering, non-self, you see as permanent happiness and self. And they believe wrongly. There's wrong practice. And the final one will be clinging to the idea of self and soul. Now in Abhidhamma, Kama Upadana belong to craving. Okay. Only this one, the number one belong to craving. So the other three, they are actually belong to wrong view. Because in in a like Abhidhamma will say very clearly. So which one is belong to what count? So this one belong to the Lobha Chetasika. All right. So this one belong to Dikkhi Chetasika. So wrong view. So after craving, then clinging, then there will be bhava. Now bhava is divided to two. Okay. So the first is kama bhava. Kama bhava is the action that create the life existence. That's why they call it kama bhava. Another one we call it upapati bhava. It's actually five aggregates produced by karma. Okay. So when you see the charts there, okay. So you see this bhava divided to two. So karma bhava is under the present time. Okay. So you can see due to craving, clinging, then somebody will do something. So in the present time, karma bhava. Then karma bhava lead to upapati bhava. So this upapati bhava is actually five aggregates, which is same as jati, birth. Okay. So you just remember bhava divided to karma bhava and upapati bhava. Sometimes it's difficult to translate the, the, this kind of body. So just remember it as it is. Okay, karma bhava, upapati bhava. Upapati bhava is five aggregates, which is similar to birth, the appearance of birth in the future. So here, this bhava divided to present time. Okay, so far we see avijja lead to sankhara, past period. So because of anything done in the past period lead to rebirth consciousness. If we are talking about three period, so rebirth consciousness is considered as present time, present period. So your after that you have mind matter, your sixth sense, your contact, your feeling. Then you're clinging, you're craving, clinging, and this one. Okay. And somebody want to ask something? Okay. Okay, now we go through this one. Okay. So upapati bhava and jati is same. Jati means appearance of five aggregates. Now we call it five aggregates but generally because not all the beings with five aggregates, like those in the um in the alupa, they have no lupa. They only have one aggregates. So generally we just say five aggregates. Okay, so after birth, there will be Jara, Marana, Sokha Paridewa, Dukha Domana Supayasa. Okay, yeah, old age, death, sorrow, lamentation, physical pain. Now, Dukkha refer to physical pain. Domanasa refer to mental pain. Upayasa is despair, strong mental pain. All right. So this is we go through the how many factors? 12 factors already. Any question about this before I continue? Okay, no question. We go for the root. Now, what is root? Root means the main cause. The main cause will be avijja and tanha. Because by destroying these two roots, the rounds we call it vata will cease. The most important is destroying the ignorance. That's why listening to Dhamma talks is important to destroy ignorance. By listening to the teacher explaining the conventional truth versus ultimate truth, the three universal characteristics of impermanence, suffering, and non-self, uh, okay, means that you get to know the teacher and also and get to know all these impermanent, suffering, non-self, you will get the right view. Okay. Now, two roots, when we see, I have to go through the charts again. Sometime. I just should put the chart in another page. Okay. So you can see the roots is showing in the middle. Okay. It's like, we call this like a wheel. So if the wheel, the middle is a hub. Once the hub is like you put this wheel on the car or whatever. Once the hub is collapsed, so the whole wheel will collapse. All right. So the avijja ignorance is the middle. So this is called two roots. Because why? Because if you look at the past period, avijja is a craving here. Now, if you look at the present period, the avijja is in the past, then the present time craving is also one the leader. So we have two leader here. Okay, we call it two leader because they lead us in the round of samsara. So in the past period, avijja is the leader. So in the present time, craving is a leader. So we have two leader who help us in a way or lead us going through the samsara again. Okay, let's go back. All right, so you have three period. We see that past, present, future. So avijja and sankhara are in the past. Jati, upapati bhava, jaramarana are future. So remaining 8 is in between. Okay. So you just have to see the charts again. So this part is in the past. Okay. This part is in the past. Number 1. Now the number 2 and 3 is in the present time. The future will be only this one, number 4. Okay. So you in the past you got 2, avijja and sankhara. So presently you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in the present time. Future will be either 2 or 3, depends on see. Okay, so if we say jati and jaramana is 2, but if you want to include upapati bhava is 3. Okay, let's go back. Now we call it vata. Vata means round. So yeah, rounds of defilement, klesa vata. Rounds of kama vata. Rounds of vipaka vata. So which one is the klesa? Which one is defilement? Of course, avijja, tanha, padana. The one red color. What is the action? You know what I say? Because of defilements, somebody do the action. Okay, either good or bad. Yeah. So sankala, karma bhava. Then because the action, you got the due to karma, there will be result. Result will be vipaka. So you have vinyana, namarupa, saladam, pasa, vedana, upapati, bhajachara. Okay. So this means that your klesa will lead to karma. Karma will lead to vipaka. So if you can remember this, it's very easy already. Okay. So defilement lead to karma, action lead to resultant. So defilement klesa will lead to bodily and verbally and mental action karma. And thus the beings will experience the result vipaka of the karma. To stop experience the result, they have to stop at the stage of defilement, especially to reduce and terminate ignorance. So if you don't want to be in a round of samsara, you don't want to have vipaka, not just stop the karma. You have to stop at the beginning. That is the kilesa. Kilesa means defilements. Okay. Okay, now we look at the charts. So we had 3 rounds. How to see the 3 rounds in the chart? So the rounds of defilement red color, okay? Avidya lead to craving and upadana. So this is rounds of defilement and it leads to karma. So sankala and karma bhava, green color. And then the lead to karma lead to vipaka. Okay, so the black color, vijnana, namarupa, salayatana, phassa, vedana, then upapati bhava, jati, jara, marana. Okay, so if you can remember this chart, then you understand. So now after you see round, do you get headache already? That's why dependent origination is looks simple. That's what Ananda said. It looks simple to him. Yes, it looks very simple, but it has many things. It has many things. Even Namalupa is not for all beings. Not every day will get Namalupa, right? Now you have 3 links. Now, okay. Now between the Sankala and Vijnana, past cause and present effect, Vedana and craving, present effect and present cause, Karma Bhava and birth, present cause and future effect. Okay, you cannot stop the feeling because it's one of the universal mental factors. But you can stop craving from happening. Thus, one can cut the link between the feeling and craving. Because not all the feeling will lead to craving. Okay, not all the feeling will lead to craving. So that's why we can cut here. And also when you become arahant, of course, no more rebirth consciousness. Okay, now to understand this link, you just go back to the chart just now again. Now, where do you see the link? This one, okay? There's one link here. There's another link here, another link here. Okay. So you cannot cut the link. You cannot cut the link here. Why? Because after Sankala, the Vijnana will appear by itself. So you cannot cut here. And you cannot cut at the karma bhava because when somebody have done something, it will lead to future rebirth. It's too late to cut here. But you can cut between feeling to craving. Okay, so that's why the arrow pierces the heart and the escape route is here. Okay, the way they escape. Why? Because you think about that. Is it all the feeling lead to craving? No. Sometimes when you are good and nothing, so the feeling will arise and disappear. So no craving. So actually you can stop here. Okay. So that's why the link here is between past cause and present effect. The link here is between the present effect and present cause. Okay, so we call it the link between. So I'll repeat. This link is between past cause and present effect. Okay, between the Sankala and Vijnana. So this link is between the present effect and present cause. So this link is between present cause and future effect. All right. So, or you can say karma bawa and upapati bawa. All right. So this is talking about the link here. You know, in our university, we study this at our BA second year. BA first year or second year. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, 4 groups. Now, the group is like in the chat, the group number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Yes, somebody want to say something? No way they. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saji, actually,
Mm.
I do not understand how to cut the feeling between the feeling and between Vedana and Tanha.
Okay. Because not all the feeling will lead to craving. Okay. Okay. Now you ask yourself, is it the feeling will lead to craving? Is it all the time?
Let's say the food, for example, Saji, for example, the food, I feel
Yes.
hungry, so I need to take
Okay.
the food.
So if good food, of course, lead to craving, right?
Uh,
Okay. So what if you not your feeling? Okay, let's say you're busy noting the feeling as impermanent. So then no craving will appear. So you
but if I
stop there.
but if I'm hungry because of the nature that, oh, okay, I have to take the lunch,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I feel hungry.
Mhm.
So how to cut
Okay, then
feeling of, uh-huh.
you just note that the food is not for pleasure, but the food is for survival.
Oh,
Okay?
uh-huh.
Then you understand the suffering of body. We have to eat. Of course, sometimes most of the time it's due to pressure, but we have to eat. Another reason is to survive.
Yes,
Without the needs for survival, why do we need to work so hard for the food? Like one clothes can last you for 5 years, one building can last you for 50 years, but the food can last you for only maybe 7 days. Okay, so we can think about the food is necessary, then you cut the craving because of what? With wisdom. So we call it in more the meditation we call it repulsiveness of food. That means that you see the food of you need to look for food, you need to chew the food, you need to digest the food, you need to expel the food. So we see the nature of repulsiveness of the food. So in this way, no craving will appear. Okay.
okay. Thank you, Saji.
Okay. So that's the thing here. Okay. So next time I can write more. Okay, now we have 4 groups here. So it's actually the one you say 1, 2, 3, 4 there. All right. 2 causes in the past, 5 in the effects, 3 causes in the present, 2 or 3 in the future. Okay. So you see this is the 4 group here. So the group number 1 here, who? The group number 2 will be, sorry, it's difficult to control this. Because up and down. Okay, the group number 2 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The group number 3 will be 1, 2, 3, right? So the group number 4 will be 1, 2, 3. Okay. Because Upapati Bawa can be said as aggregate. So you can either take 3 with Upapati Bawa or Jati Jaramarana. So that's how we say 4 groups here. Okay, 4 groups here. Different groups. That's our number 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 4 group here. Okay. Now we had 20 mods. It's also another calculation. Now here
Sayaji,
you see,
Sayaji,
yes,
for the question, I don't understand number one because he said two courses in the past. Avijja is past, but
yes.
Tangha is in the present.
Okay, let me see. Two pauses in a way. Okay. Well, I think maybe typo mistake. Avijja Nisana Viyana Namarupasana. Okay, this one should be sorry. Causes should be Sankara. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So let me see. Let me check again with the Abhidhamma book. Okay, so one book to check is this one. Avijja Pacha Sankara. Okay. So you have this conditionality. Okay, there are 4 groups here. Okay. Now the 4 group is explained as 5 causes in the past, 5 effects in the present, 5 causes in the present, 5 effects in the future. Now, why is it like this? Okay. 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. 3 rounds. Okay, so we can take in this way if we want to follow this book. 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay. Okay. Now you can put like this 5 courses in effect. I think there's some confusion here. Let me check. Yeah. I think Abhijaan craving but taking craving. Right. So okay. So we can follow the answer here. That's been there. Let's see. Okay. Maybe what we do is I think we can just take out the word. This one. Okay. We take out the word first. Huh? Okay, we take out this one first. Okay. So Avijja and Sankara. Okay. Yes, Sankara. Okay, so we take like this. Then the answer is referred to this one, all right? Okay, so we take it 2 in the past, Avijja and Sankara. 5, Vijnana, Namarupa, Salatanam, Phasa, Vedana. Yes, okay, correct. 3, Tanna, craving, Upadana, Akamabhava, Jati, Upapati, Jaramarana. Okay, correct. Okay, so we take in this way. And the answer, according to just the comprehensive manner, there are 5 causes in the past. All right. 5 effects in the future, 5 causes in the present, and 5 effects in the future. Okay. Now, why is
Can
it
it be,
mentioned like this?
Sayaji, can it be
Yeah.
the Avijja and Tangha is the two roots? That's why they put
Yeah.
the
Right. Yeah. Well, let me check.
because it's a cause, it's the root. That's why they put the, what they call it, the tangha will be the root, and then they become the cause.
Okay. Now, here you see, when you take the avijja, okay, when you take the avijja, you have to take the karma bhava, tanna and karma, tanna and upadana, because they are linking with each other. They are ignorance. So when you take the sankhara, you also have to take the karma bhava. So there are 5 causes in the past. That's why the book is trying to say here. Okay, 5 causes pertaining to the past, 5 effects to present, 5 causes pertaining future. So by taking ignorance and coming formation, craving, clinging also taken. That's the meaning here. All right. So by taking the craving, clinging, and existence, so karma, avijja, and karma also taken. Right. So that's the thing here. So what it's trying to say here, because when you take the avijja, you have to take the, yeah, okay. So you have to take the karma bhava, upadana bhava. Right. So these are one pair here. Because all these are defilements. So when you take the sankhara, you have to take the karma bhava. Okay, so there's one pair here. All right. So same also 5 causes in the present. Present time means you have craving, upadana. Okay. All right. So when you take these two, you also must take area. So the 5 causes in the past, 5 causes in the present, the answer is quite same. Yeah, same. All right. The effect in the present means your 5 aggregates. So the future effects also 5 aggregates. Why? Because future effects means jati, jara, marana, means 5 aggregates. So that's why the future effects is also taking the same thing, vijnana, namarupa, saladam, phassa, vedana. So this means that 1 and 3 are same, 2 and 4 are same. Right? Okay, so that's the meaning here. Okay. So the group, either you can take as 20 modes. Sometimes they call it 20 modes. But sometimes if you want to take it as according to this is they call it 20 modes, 3 rounds and so on. Okay. So we can take it as 4 groups or 20 modes here. 20 modes will be more logic because 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. So we call it 20 modes here. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay, I think you all want some study, right? That's a study. All right. That's why Ananda said it look easy. But sometimes you look at it, it's not so easy because there are many things. A lot of things are connected to each other. That's the thing. It look easy, but it doesn't look easy. Sometimes to me also, it look easy to me also. Okay. All right. So by taking ignorance and coming formation, avijja and sankhara. So you have to take the craving, clinging, existence also. By taking craving, clinging, existence, so ignorance and coming formation also taken. So by taking the birth and decay, right? So by taking the birth and decay, you also must take the 5 effect. Because birth and decay means 5 aggregates. So if you're talking about 5 aggregates, it means that these 5 aggregates. Okay, vijnana, namarupa, salayam, phassa, vedana. So these 5 aggregates. So 1 and 3 is same, 2 and 4 is same. That's the meaning here. Okay. Okay, so therefore when one set is mentioned, the other is implied. But when one is mentioned, the former is implied. Birth and decay and death are not enumerated separate among the 20 modes because they are characteristic of mind and matter, not ultimate realities. Now, what's the meaning of characteristic? Characteristic means when we say birth and decay is the mode, is the characteristic. Birth is the arising. Decay and death is a passing away. Okay, so they are characteristic. The real one is 5 grace or namarupa. So the ultimates which they are qualified are 5 factors, fundamental question 2 minutes. Okay, there's the one. All right, so the effects present and future. The effects in the present and effects in the future are 5 aggregates. The effects come to be because of ignorance and craving. To stop the birth and 5 aggregate, one has to stop at the ignorance and craving. So same thing. Now, what's the vipassana viewpoint? Okay, Buddhika, you read. All right, this one, vipassana viewpoint.
Vipassana viewpoint. There are numerous pairs of causes and effects. For example, ignorance is the cause and sankhara is the result. When compared to ignorance, sankhara is its result. When compared to the mind matter, nama rupa, sankhara is the cause. A phenomenon can be classified as either cause or conditioning, or effect conditioning. Dependent origination is a change of causes and effects. The saying goes, when this comes to be, that comes to be. When this does not come to be, that does not come to be. When there is a cause, an effect occurs. If there is no cause, there will be no effect. As a result, one should concentrate more on the elimination of the cause. Review
Okay.
questions. Does a painful feeling, dukkha vedana, leads to craving? There are 3 types of feeling: sukha, dukkha, upekkha. Sukha leads to tanha. Even when dukkha vedana arises, we crave for good feeling. Is craving the same nature as clinging? Yes, clinging is stronger level than craving. The nature is lobha. No, only clinging on sensual pleasure. Kamupadana is craving. The rest is wrong will. What is the similarity between the sankhara and kamabhava? They are chetana, volition, in the realm of karma. What is the difference between the sankhara and kamabhava? Sankhara is the past period. Kamabhava is in the present period. What are their 5 effects in the future time?
Okay, so we stop here first. Okay. Now, I actually the review question I did, and then in the previous Abhidhamma class I discussed with the student, because I think it's not easy to answer this kind of question, right? Without the answer given, is it easy to answer? No, right? Now you can see here. Do dukkha vedana lead to craving? Okay, normally we say sukha vedana lead to craving, right? When you have good feeling, of course, lead to craving. But how come a dukkha vedana, bad feeling, also lead to craving? Yeah, because the nature of the mind is like that. Even though you have bad feeling, you yearn, you want for good feeling. Okay. And how to solve it? The solve it is you must be mindful, whether good feeling or bad feeling. Once you be mindful, then it will stop there. If you are not mindful, good feeling lead to craving. Even bad feeling also can possibly lead to craving. Even the neutral feeling, upekka. Even the upekka, you also might enjoy the upekka, right? Yeah, it's also possible to enjoy upekka. Now, craving and clinging is the same? No, clinging is stronger. Right? So like just mentioned, the Kama Upadana is craving. The rest are wrong view. There are three of them are wrong view. Okay, the Silabata Paramasa, Atao, Upada. Okay, that's wrong view. Now, similarity between Sankhara in the past and Karma in the present. So they are Chetana, they are volition. In Chetasika, they are Chetana, Chetasika. Okay, so they are actually a Chetasika here. But what's the difference between them? Between the sankhara and sankhara means action, karma also action. What's the between these two actions? So sankhara is belong to past period, Karma Bhawa is the present period, so there's a different action. This kind of question is good to ask in exam. No? You all better study hard. Now, what kind of 5 effects in the future? So, Sam, these are Vienna. Even though it's effect, we are talking about Namalupa. We are talking about 5 aggregates also. So, they are Vienna, Namalupa, Salayadana, Pasavedana. Now, in kind of like exam, you can just write the Pali. You don't need to write the English because the Pali is sufficient enough. Okay, next question. So we better finish it today. Okay. Sister Yo, you can read. Yeah.
Okay. When a person reaches the first stage of enlightenment, does the individual still experience dependent origination? The arahant will eradicate avidya. Before this stage, all noble persons, including the first stage, and also worldlings will experience dependent origination. How many links are in dependent origination? Which link can be cut off? There are 3 links. The link between feeling and craving can be cut by meditation. Is avidya the first cause in the samsara? No, avidya arises from asava, canker. Avidya in this life arises from avidya in previous lives. How to reverse the order in dependent origination? By Patti Loma. Number 1, contemplate at contact and feeling. Break the link between the feeling and craving. Number 2, by obtaining arahantship, all causes and effects will be stopped. How do I see the 2 noble truths in dependent origination? Noble truth of suffering. See the 5 aggregates. Noble truth of origin or cause. See the craving, clinging, and ignorance and actions. Why are the other 2 noble truths not in the dependent origination? Noble truth of end of suffering, Nirodha Saka, Nibbana. Noble truth of the path leading to suffering, Magasaka, Noble Eightfold Path.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Saji.
All right. Okay, now when somebody reach the enlightenment first stage, do they experience the dependent origination? Now the simple answer is only arahant, because only arahant eradicate the avidya. So before that, all the noble person, including the first stage enlightenment, in Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, that's why they still rebirth, Sakadami, Anagami were reborn in the Sudavasa. So Sakadami were reborn as a human or Deva. So the stream entry were maximum 7 life. Because they still have Jati, Jara, Marana, rebirth. Only Avijja were not rebirth. So other person, noble person also, and worldlings, definitely they will experience the dependent origination. So how many links? The answer very easy. Feeling and craving. Now we know the avijja pacha sankara, sankara pacha vijnana. Is avijja the first cause in samsara? No, because in some of the sutta they say avijja come from asava. Okay, asava means cankers. Okay, asava. Okay. Oh yeah, better put the long asava. Okay, asava. Asava is also a kind of defilements. And this life, the asava, this life, the avijja, actually coming from the past life. Okay, so that's why asava is always there. Now, how to stop we call reverse order. The meaning of reverse order means literally how do you stop? Okay, so kind of like how are you going to stop this bad origination? You stop it by patiloma, where you cut the link between feeling and craving. Or as Arhan, he cut all the cause and effect. Okay, so that's the meaning of reverse the order. And among the Four Noble Truths, do you see? No, you don't see all. Right? You don't see Nibbana because Nibbana is not inside the dependent origination. You also don't see the Magga Satya, Noble Eightfold Path. It's not here. So you only see the first suffering. There's a first noble truth. There's a first noble truth here. You see here. Okay. And you also see the second noble truth. Second noble truth, we are talking about craving, right? So craving, clinging. So all this ignorance. And also you see the action. When you do something, there will be result. So you see the second noble truth. There's a craving here. Right? So first noble truth is five grades. Second noble truth, we are talking about craving. So when you're craving, of course, you will have you're clinging, craving due to the, you can say due to clinging, due to ignorance and actions. Okay. Now, okay, we finished this already. So easy or not? How many of you think it's easy? How many of you think that you are like Ananda? It's very easy to me. Yeah, maybe. Actually, at first when I learned dependent original, to me it's also look easy, you know. Because we just remember avijja pacha sankhara sankhara pacha vijnana vijnana pacha nama rupa. We just recite. You recite the Pali, it seems to be very easy. But when you go and study with the Abhidhamma, it becomes very complicated. Okay, because dependent origination, it covers the whole different types of beings. Some beings with nama, some beings with nama rupa, some beings is without the rupa, and it also covers different consciousness. Sometimes the first one might be the rebirth consciousness. Sometimes it can be normal consciousness. So the answer was different. Now between the feeling can be good feeling, bad feeling, or neutral feeling, right? Yeah. So the feeling also different. And it's a sense basis, right? Now, not all the beings got sense basis. Like some of the small animals, like worms, they don't have eyes, they don't have ear, right? They only got body. So you don't say all the animals got six sense bases. Not all. Even like Brahma, they don't have Brahma actually they only got eye, they got the ear, but they don't have nose. They don't have the tongue. Okay? I don't think they have body? No, I think no. Even they have no sexual organ, So that's why dependent original cover the all beings. In a way, it make it difficult. So that's why they say, when you think about that, you feel it's like it's not so easy. That's why when Buddha, after he enlightened, he recalled the dependent origination, or before he enlightened, he also think about dependent origination, and he feel very happy. So when the Buddha he think about the 24 patana, he become more happy because he said that when he think about the dependent origination already very happy, he said the udana, like he said, oh, I'm so happy, he think about that. But when he think about the patana, he even more happy. He said like a big wealth at first big in a very small fish tank, it cannot swim. But when you put the big wealth in a big ocean, so the Buddha's mind, when you think about the 24 patana, becomes so happy. All right, so any questions before we share the merits? Okay, any last question? All
Actually,
right, so
just some
yeah.
observation. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, in order to achieve first stage of enlightenment, basically what we can do is when there is a craving. I mean, the reason we have craving is because we have feelings, right? Because we feel
Yeah.
sukha, dukkha, and this and that. So if
Mm-hmm.
we always maintain mindfulness, so when we encounter something pleasure, then we don't react. We encounter
Mm-hmm.
something dukkha, then we try to tell
Mm-hmm.
ourselves, be mindful that this is impermanent and so on. So
Okay.
is that the method?
Yes, you can stop at the feeling, but the best way is stop at the avijja. Avijja actually is the main one, because of avijja and craving. So if you want to stop at craving, you contemplate at the feeling. That's the normal things people do. And some they say very sharp-minded, like Sariputra, they stop at craving and they stop at the contact. Okay, normally people will start at the feeling. So before feeling is a contact, right? So only Sariputra, they say only Sariputra and Buddha can stop at the contact person. Right. And now, like I told you all, there's a one center called Mogok Center. They give a lot of Dhamma talk. One day you listen more than 7 hours or 4 hours. Stop at the avijja. Because with the right Dhamma talk, you get the right view. With the right view, you reduce the wrong view and stop the wrong view. So we can stop at the avijja also. Okay. So either avijja or either at the feeling, or if you think that your mind is very sharp, we can do the pasa. Pasa means every time things come in, you're aware of the contact. You don't go to the feeling. Because they say by the time you go to feeling, it's too late. Because feeling will lead to craving. So if you can stop at the contact, that's a best. Okay. Not easy. All these are
Thank
theory,
you.
so you have to practice by yourself.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we share the merits. Okay, I think somebody lead the sharing merits. Okay, Wendy.
Okay, saya dulu.
Mhm.
Sharing merits, Patipadana. Imano punya bagam sabah satanam dena. Imano punya bagam sabah satanam dena. Imano punya bagam sabah satanam dena. Imano nyatina hontu sukita hontu nyatayo. Imano nyatina hontu sukita hontu nyatayo. Imano nyatina hontu sukita hontu nyatayo. Listen.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, next
Thank you.
person. Sister Wira, you share the sharing merits Akasata.
Thank you, Saiji. Sharing the merits with Devas. Akasata Chapummata Dewa Naga Mahidika Punyang Tang Anumuditwa Jirang Rakantu Buddha Sasanam. Antu English no?
No need, no need.
Akasata Chapummata Dewa Naga Mahidika Punyang Tang Anumuditwa Jirang Rakantu Di Sanam. Akasata Chapummata Dewa Naga Mahidika Punyang Tang Anumuditwa Jirang Rakantu Mamparangti.
Okay. So you can recite this one?
Ada imai patana aspiration. Ada imaya pati padaya jara maranamha parimuci sami. Idame punyang asawa kaya wahang hotu. Idang me punyang nibanasa pacayo hotu. Idang me silang magapala nyanasa patayo hotu. Imina punya kami nama bebala samagamo satam samagamo hotu yavani patia. Buddha sasanam cirang titatu. Buddha sasanam cirang titatu. Buddha sasanam cirang titatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So you all can consider this dependent origination. So next week maybe we just go and do more chanting. So if you have a question, you can ask. So I just want to teach this one because I think sometimes it's good to go deep into the Dhamma. Quite deep already. Yeah. Do you all want to go deeper? I think that's enough. Okay. So yeah. So just consider any question you want to ask. There's